to Board Game Empire. So today I'm going to be doing a review of Canopy. Now this is a great kind of point salad, card drafting game where basically you're trying to get the biggest canopy of trees and at the same time keep your wildlife alive from fire and diseases and all other types of cards. So we're going to go straight into the review. So for the rules, I would give the rules a 5 out of 5. The rule book has everything you need to know about the cards. Explains everything about the cards. It explains how to play the game very well. We had no questions with any of the cards or anything else about the game at all. All the mechanics were super clear, and we got them from like turn 2 or 3. So definitely 5 out of 5 in the rules for me. Now for components, I would give them 5 out of 5. The cards, you see they don't bend easily at all. And I really like the biggest tree tokens. They're really nice and they indicate the points on them. I like the point scoring tokens. There's the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 25s. And there's enough of them. You don't run out of these. And so there's a lot of them. And I like how it says new growth 1, 2, 3. And all the things that help you here. And these. Now you put these once you score a canopy, which is once you get one from or I'm just going to take from the seed deck because there's lots of canopies in there. Show you what that looks like. Here. So this would score nothing in the real game. That would be a pretty bad tree. But once you score a tree, once you score a tree, you put one of these really nice tokens, and it basically is one of the animals from the game, and that's how you know you scored it, so you don't score it again, and that makes it really easy, because it's kind of hard to keep track once you have like 4 or 5 trees out, which ones you scored, which ones you haven't scored. So definitely 5 out of 5 in the components for me. Now for the experience, I would give this 5 out of 5. There's no like cards, we didn't know what they did, or any mechanics in general. We understood all of them. There's no frustrations with playing the game. And overall, it was a great experience. There's a good amount of progression, how you're getting more and more points. Your wildlife and canopy is growing bigger. So I'll go more into that in the mechanics, but this game, we definitely had a good experience with this game. So for the mechanics, I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. I really like this game because it's a card drafting game and it's a point salad, which are both games that I generally tend to enjoy. And they do it very well with, you draw one of the stacks and you decide whether you keep it or not. And there's lots of different ways to score points. You can score points through your canopies, through your wildlife, and there's some other cards like flowers that give you like 7 or 10 points, which are also very good to get. So yeah, there's also another way to score is through the biggest tree tokens, which I've already shown you, which are pretty cool. Plus, I like the progression with this game, how you get more and more canopies through drawing cards, and you get more wildlife, and you have to do all of that while keeping all of it alive, because there's ways to lose your wildlife and canopies through fires, and for the wildlife it's diseases, so you definitely need to watch out for those. But if you only have one of them, it doesn't affect you. But if you have 2 or more, then, like if you have 2 of them, you have to discard 2 of these. And if it's 3 of them, then it both reflects 1 on you and your opponent. So if you have 3 of them, it could actually be a good thing if they have like a certain, like they have lots of like wildlife or trees that really help them, and you don't have as many, so that could actually help you, but it's kind of rare to get 3 in one turn. I also really like how All the cards do different things. None of the cards really do the same thing. And the game doesn't take that long, considering how the it's only 3 rounds, and the decks are big enough to not you don't go through you don't get bored of the decks fast at all. And there's so many cards, and you go through each deck quite fast, so it keeps the game length down, which is actually pretty fun. So yeah, I really like the mechanics of this game. Now, going into the replayability, I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 because the setup doesn't really take that long. You're just placing all these, and it's also fast to tear down. Plus, there's a lot of card variety, but you kind of can memorize a lot of the cards because you do go through all the decks. But there's so many cards that you really don't have to worry about them because they'll be shuffled. All the cards will be shuffled through all the decks, so you have no clue what's really going to come out, and that keeps the replayability high for this game. So overall total, I would give this game a 4 out of 5, 7.5 out of 10. This is a great wildlife, nature themed point salad card drafting game, and I definitely recommend this game. There's so many different ways to score points, and you don't know. And it's never that I didn't mention mechanics, is you don't know who's going to win. There's one time where I counted the points first. This is actually on video on our playthrough. I counted 9 points first, and I thought for sure I won, but then I actually lost. So you really don't know who's going to win until you count the points. It's always a really close game. There's been no game that we played where a player won by 20 or so points. It was always 10 or below points. So there definitely is lots of back and forth, and you don't know who's going to win, which makes it really fun. So if you like this review of Canopy, please give this video a like. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. We'll have the link in the description of where to buy this game. If you have a comment or you want to ask a question, leave it down below. And we will see you in the next video. Bye!